And speaking of basketball, of course, just recently, the Orlando Magic decided to retire Shaquille O'Neal's jersey. Let's clap it up for Shaquille O'Neal real quick. A quick little rundown. Shaquille O'Neal was drafted in 1992 by Orlando Magic, played 4 years, won Rookie of the Year, also took him to the finals in 1995. Man, talk about, Shaq and his legacy in Orlando. And was that like a lot for you to come in and kind of fill in the shoes that was there?
Well, first shout out to Shaq. Congratulations. That is a big honor. I think you got 3 of your jerseys retired.
Yep, and he's the first. I didn't even mention this. He's the first Orlando Magic to ever get his jersey retired, and right now he's the only.
Remember you said they got to retire someone at one point.
They have to retire a jersey. They did with Shaq. So shout out to Shaq. Congratulations. That is a great honor to have. Nobody will ever be able to touch number 32.
Yep.
Your jersey is forever the Raptors. Congratulations. I think it's an honor, man. To have your jersey retired. It just shows the impact that you've had, not only on the court, but in the community or with that certain fan base.
Yeah.
So for Shaq to have that legacy in the rafters, every time you see it, you're going to go back and think about those days that he was there, even though it was kind of short.
Yeah, it was like 4 years. And what's crazy to me, it was 92, so like, when he went out there and the fans was going crazy and they was having a good time, I'm like, a lot of these like young people, like y'all probably wasn't even alive when Shaq was hooping for y'all. Like a lot of y'all look like y'all was born in 98, 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like he came there in 92, so it was like such a, at that time, we was talking like Orlando was the newest team in the NBA.
Yes.
So it was like one of those things where I was like kind of surprised that, because people in our generation, my generation, me, you, Moo, probably yours as well, they remember Shaq from the Laker years.
That is correct.
Miami Heat years, even Cavalier years, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciated them years. But I'm just saying, bro. Orlando, you have to get somebody who's either older or just like a historian of the game.
I agree. But again, Shaq is a legend.
Yeah.
I think for everything he did in basketball, Orlando, the team wanted to honor him for it.
Yep.
So even though it was a short period of time, and I think there's other players who deserve their.
Who you think? Who you think? Like, if you was to say some other players who probably wore that jersey, who should be up there next? T-Mac, man. Them Magic years with Mac was crazy. I love the Rocket years, but them Orlando years.
Oh, that's kind of tough.
Them Rocket years was crazy.
Yeah.
Them Rocket years was crazy.
Yeah.
What was it like? 9 points in 13 seconds?
I think it was something crazy like that.
16 seconds?
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the Rockets, that was wild, bro. But him in Orlando, like he was ascending to be that player.
So who you rocking with more, T-Mac or Penny for the number 1?
Oh man, don't do me like that, right? Because they both were number 1.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta go Penny.
1 and 1.
I feel like you gotta go Penny, bro. If it's between them two, you gotta go Penny. I got the Penny 2s on right now, bro. You got to go Penny, bro.
But then what are you doing with T-Mac's jersey?
Hey, Houston, hang it up. Hang it up in Houston. You have to.
Oh, that's tough.
Imagine if that could actually be a thing where each owner could be like, okay, I'm going to do this one. You do that one, though.
Because if you got to choose between Mac, you got to think about what they did there. And even though T-Mac had some crazy offensive years, Penny took him to a chip. As well with Shaq. He was on that team in 95.
So he deserved it more? Or
I wouldn't say he deserved it more.
Over?
I would just say he did more historical things wearing that uniform.
Okay.
His career was cut a little short because of injury as well, but I feel like, what he meant to that Orlando team, I would go Penny.
So is this a dark horse player? The first player drafted? Nick Anderson?
So Nick Anderson, I don't even think he's a dark horse. He should definitely have his jersey retired.
You think so?
100%. Nick Anderson, first player
You know
drafted.
who that is?
Nope.
But
Now look.
I looked them up, though. I looked them up, though. I seen it.
Some people say Nick Anderson was like the first star to ever play in that uniform.
In Orlando, yes.
So you kind of got to give him his flowers. We all remember the 1996 series against the Chicago Bulls. We ain't got to talk about it, but still,
So then it becomes popularity of whose jersey should be retired instead of really what how was their impact enough for them to get their jersey retired as a player?
I feel like Nick Anderson's impact was huge. I feel like they don't get to that chip without him. And I feel like
With Shaq
and
Penny?
and D. Scott. Shout out D. Scott.
Okay.
But I do feel like Nick Anderson was definitely, one of those fundamental guys on that team. I feel like he should get his jersey. Not too many Magic players need a jersey retired. If you, I know you being humble, but you lead the Orlando Magic in points, rebounds, and blocks. You need your jersey retired, bro. You, Shaq, Nick Anderson, Penny Hardaway. I love Dennis Scott, but not the D3, right?
Okay.
I love T-Mac, but it can only be one number one.
Who you think they should have retired first?
You know my answer. I feel like Shaq was there for 4 years, and what he did was amazing. Because before Dwight came along, there was no Dwight Howard. Shaq was holding it down. They was only known for Disney World, bro. He put them on the map as far as basketball. But in my opinion, Dwight comes along, right? Beats a prom LeBron, goes to the championship, head-to-head with Kobe. They didn't win it. But I feel like what he was able to do with the cast he did it with, shout out Jameer Nelson, shout out Rashard Lewis, shout out Michael Petrie, shout out Turkaloo. But, bro, that was one of those teams where once in a blue moon, like a Dirk on the Mavs or a AI for the Sixers or even Bron back when he had, Daniel Gibson and Anthony Parker. You did one of the unspeakables, bro, in my opinion. I ain't being biased, but I think your jersey should have been retired first, but
I think they're doing it chronologically, though.
Right. That would make sense to me.
feel.
That would make sense. Because if you're going to start from somewhere, let's start from the beginning.
From the beginning. That's what I thought they was doing. I didn't think it was no disrespect.
So from the beginning, why wouldn't you do
Nick
Anderson?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't feel like. I feel like his jersey should be retired. Maybe they don't feel like that.
What are his stats like? Back to your point, like you were talking about, is the person just more likable?
Yeah.
Or did he actually contribute more to the success?
Yes.
I feel like he contributed, but not to a level where you guys
get his jersey retired.
Yeah. If he wasn't to get his jersey retired, I wouldn't be outraged. But I feel like it should be up there. Because when you look around the league and you look in the rafters, it's a few guys where you're like, okay, come on, man.
So is KD going to get his jersey retired?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
By who?
Great
Everybody.
question. OKC without a doubt, right?
Okay.
OKC without a doubt. And I'm going to tell you what's a shocker. Just because of culture, I'm telling you that Golden State will retire his jersey.
Okay.
When it's all said and done. They will retire.
Okay.
I was going to say, what's the order, though? Because you got Clay, maybe. Steph, definitely.
They got to retire Steph.
As a hooper, do it matter what order it happens? So, I know you asked me who should have got their jersey retired first. I think Dwight. But reality is,
It don't matter.
It don't matter who do it first. As long as they pay I think that's what it's all about anyway. Just getting the respect of, I put a lot into this franchise, and thank y'all for hanging on my jersey. I don't really think it matters who do it first.
When someone asked, did you play against, who was the hardest player to play against, you said you never played against players. You played the people in the Raptors.
Yeah,
so
there was no
I know that
offense.
got to be an honor.
Yeah, it was no offense to the guys that I was playing against. I'm not saying they not there, but I'm looking in the Raptors I want to be up there. That's who I'm playing against every night. And so, that's the greatest honor. You know what I'm saying? When your kids get older, they come to the gym, and that's my dad.
Hey, Magic, make it happen,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's awesome.
Magic,
That's-
make it
that's a
happen.
good honor right
I'm
there.
gonna keep it a bean, bro. If the Orlando Magic don't retire your jersey, nigga, I'm pulling up myself. hey, bro, because how many All-Stars do you have in Orlando? 6?
7.
7.
Seven.
You're 7-time All-Star.
8 total.
I'm talking about only for Magic.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
talking about
yeah.
what you did in totality for that
7.
organization.
Yes.
7-time All-Star for that organization, right? And-
4-time first All-NBA first.
3-time Defensive Player of the Year in that jersey.
Only player ever.
Right? Mm-hmm. Averaging the most blocks, rebounds,
3-time block
and
champ,
points.
2-time
There
block
is
champ.
there is no conversation. It's all about win, bro.
I do think that'd be crazy.
That would, bro. I promise. That'd be the crazy. That'd be the hey Orlando, bro. Don't do that, bro. That's nasty work, bro.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
You had people wearing Orlando Magic jerseys. For people who don't know, you were the most sponsored athlete in the entire league at one point in time.
In the Magic jersey.
How would
It
you
gotta
feel?
happen.
It only makes sense.
How would you feel if another team retired your jersey?
What team would that be?
I don't think another team would.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
The 30-30?
30-30.
LA wouldn't, even though we won a championship, I wasn't there long enough.
You was there 3 years.
Houston wouldn't probably, nah.
Houston wouldn't.
LA, nah.
Retire his jersey in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I love you.
Most definitely got to
Yeah.
retire.
Hey, Orlando, make sure y'all do the right thing, man.